Hi everybody, Leisa Woolsey, life coach, coming to you from Airdrie, Alberta, Canada. Hope everyone's having a great day. Welcome to your Tuesday coaching video. Yay! So happy to be here. So today what I want to talk about is the concept of what you give out comes back to you. So as with all the topics that I share, I'm just covering, like if it's an iceberg, I'm just covering, the tip of the iceberg. There's multi-levels, it's multifaceted, it's a very, very big topic, but I just want to talk about a few little tips and tricks that we can do to shift some things, because it is very true, what you give out comes back to you. So for an example, if you're not connected to being loving, not connected to being positive, not connected to being healthy, not connected to any of those good things that we often talk about, that's what you're giving out. And in order to shift that, so that innately is what's coming back to you. So in order to shift that, think about the things that are not the desired results that you have in your life, and lean into ways of being more of what you're seeking. So, for example, if you want more love in your life, if you want quality love in your life, then begin to love in quality ways. If you want more abundance in your life, then find ways to give more. Now, that doesn't mean I got to go and write a $200,000 check to some charity. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the little ways that we can lean into the desired results that we're seeking and moving away from, because if you think about that just from a visual aspect, whenever you're leaning into something, you're automatically moved away from wherever you were. So that's what I'm sort of talking about metaphorically. So as I mentioned, the love thing. So if you want more love in your life, quality love, find ways to be more quality loving. So whether it's paying people more compliments, writing love notes to your children, writing a love note to your spouse in his agenda, going out into the world, being more loving with strangers, being more loving with animals, with children, being more complimentary, be anything that you can do to be more loving automatically creates, that's what you give out, that's what you'll bring in. And it applies to any area of your life. And it can also apply to just moving in the opposite direction of the things that you really don't want. For example, so that's sort of the flip side. So for example, if there's a lot of judgment, negativity, anything like that in your life, then lean into the opposite of that in whatever way you can. If health is an issue, then lean into the things that you can do that will fill the cup of health, because what you're giving out is coming back to you. So if you're living in an unhealthy state, that's what you're calling in. If you're living in a state and the finances are an absolute disaster, lean into the ways that you can shift that. And I always talk about baby steps because I think they're a beautiful thing. And quite often we will take a huge step to do something, to conquer something, to shift something, to move away from something. So for an example, you're really terrified of heights, so you decide to jump out of a plane. That's amazing. That's huge. Way to go! Good for you! I'm not doing it, but that's amazing. So sometimes we take massive steps to do something, to shift away and move away from something, but it doesn't always have to be like that. We can find baby steps, because those are all building blocks, as I always talk about, and many of these topics kind of interweave and are all connected, and there's a golden thread. So whatever you can do to create a better ripple effect in your life and move towards what it is that you're seeking, it's always going to bring what it is that you're seeking. So as I said, what you give out comes back to you, and it shifts your vibration. It shifts the frequency that you're on and elevates your life automatically. So if you wake up one day and you're not in a very good space, and I mean, we all have the days we're feeling a little funky, whatever, go out into the day and say to yourself, I'm going to find a way to make the day of one person. I'm going to shift this. I'm going to lean into something. I'm going to pay somebody a compliment. I'm going to hold the door open for somebody. I'm going to plunk some money in a parking meter because I noticed their time's running out. Whatever it is that you can, I'm going to buy a coffee for the person behind me. Whatever it is that you can do to lean into something better, to fill the cup of what it is that you're seeking. You are moving away from, you're shifting everything, and you're now putting out something better, which means something better is coming to you. So that's kind of the tip of the iceberg, and it's a little tips and tricks that you can do. And one of the things I wanted to quickly share was back in the day, I was 21, so that was a really long time ago. And I was in some counseling to deal with some things, and one of the things that I really struggled with was accepting compliments or just accepting goodness in my life, period. And my counselor suggested to me that moving forward, my first homework assignment was whenever somebody did something nice for me or said something nice for me, all I could do was say thank you. And I know many of you will be able to relate to this. Just saying thank you and accepting the goodness. Thank you is a complete sentence, by the way. Thank you, period. So that's all you have to say. But so often we get caught in this thing that we do, whether it's someone wants to pay for our coffee or pay for dinner, or they compliment our hair or our shirt or our dress or the work that we did. We feel this need to kind of reject it by doing, oh, thanks, but, or, oh, you didn't really have to do that, or, oh, you shouldn't have, or all of these things that we do to reject the goodness. Just say thank you. It's a huge thing, and it totally changed my life, and I couldn't believe how challenging it was back in the day. And now, even still, once in a while, something nice will happen or someone will pay me a compliment, and I have to, check myself and just say thanks, Lise. Just say thanks. And it's a natural thing because, we want to, oh, well, it was on sale, or, oh, it's really old, or, we do all these things, and it's not necessary. It's blocking the channel of goodness, and it's rejection in a way. So if we're constantly rejecting the goodness in our life, it's pretty hard to expect goodness and abundance and positivity to flow in our life if that's not the vibration that we're connected to. So that's my offering for today. Think about it, and maybe even going forward, just start thinking about doing that. If someone says something nice to you, just say thank you. Do that for the rest of the week, and really begin to think about the things that you wish to move away from in your life or create more of in your life, and what you can do to lean into that, or lean into the opposite of that if that's the case. So you can leave a message below in the comments. You can send me a private message, or you can contact me on my website, www.leisawoolsey.com. Would love to hear from you. Still working on the small groups. Hopefully that will come into full effect here in the next little bit. I think it's a lovely thing to be able to sit and share and grow and ask questions and just really, again, bring the energy together so that we can grow in a big capacity. I think that's a beautiful thing. Hope everyone's having a great week. I look forward to doing another video. So lean into it. You can do it. Find ways just to lean into it and move away from whatever it is that's not feeling good. Because by leaning into whatever it is you're seeking, you can shift it. You can do it. Take care of you. Bye-bye.